Payne for bringing this motion and gives us an opportunity to speak on it. And I mean, they're asking for three very basic things. They're asking for clarification from the government for its plan for funding of the infrastructure that's necessary and has been identified by so many organisations on the ground. The second thing is to implement the Housing Commission report, at least in relation to the Housing Delivery Oversight Executive, underpinned by legislation. And the third one is to adequately resource our planning system. Let me just start with the last one. I understood when I was listening to the many debates on the planning legislation that you put through the House, that at any given time there are approximately 500 vacancies in the planning system throughout the country. Now, I really ask him repeatedly for me to be corrected if I'm incorrect. But that's the figure that has been repeatedly used by different bodies on the ground. Now, can you imagine trying to run an effective planning system with 500 vacancies nationally? You might address that, Minister. In relation to the actual infrastructure, I'm going parochial to illustrate a point. Galway is one of 5 cities destined to grow, which you're very familiar with. It cannot grow. It has been identified as a growth city in the National Planning Framework, and so has regional development. Let me just zone in on those two things. Galway City cannot grow. It's already been pointed out, I think, by my colleague from Galway in Sinn Féin. There is no plan in existence for a wastewater treatment plant on the east side of the city. The wastewater treatment that's there is very defective, and I have quoted from an engineer's report that talks about 2 siphons under the Corrib estuary, which is just in the middle of the town, and one of them is in imminent danger of collapse. So that's the second thing I have repeated ad nauseum. And the third thing I repeat is we cannot have balanced regional development within the county because we have no wastewater treatment plant in Carrow. There are no plans for any type of small estate or medium estate in the Gaeltacht area because there is no wastewater treatment plant. That was something Uisce Éireann inherited, but they also have, I don't know why they haven't prioritised it, but they certainly inherited that situation. So it's a mockery to talk about building houses in a planned and sustained way without the basic infrastructure. It's a mockery to make a boxing match with Uisce Éireann when they were designated without funding and without guidance from Dublin to say this is critical infrastructure so we can implement our national planning framework and our national plan, and to give meaning to our words. So no plans in Galway for the east side of the Galway, so the city can't develop there. In Connemara, nothing, absolutely nothing in relation to a wastewater treatment plant in Carrow, with Shericus of Girocus Joss and Uisce, raw sewage going in. In my time, since I was elected in '99, that's my 26th year, unfortunately, that has been the position, and I watch with absolute dismay, Irma.